it's Adriana, and these are my top 10 most anticipated for 2013. Alright, so 2012 was a really great year for film, but now that it's over, it's time to look at what the new year has to bring. And there are tons of movies that are coming out this year, like a lot of huge blockbusters coming out. You got the new Superman, the new Iron Man, the new Hobbit, the new Hunger Games, like just tons and tons of blockbusters. But unfortunately, that's not really my style, so those are not on my list. But I am excited for a few of those movies like Man of Steel and Catching Fire and stuff. I have found 10 films that to me seem the most intriguing for this year. My number 10 is The Monuments Men. The Monuments Men is George Clooney's latest directorial project, and he's also starring in the film along with Cate Blanchett and Matt Damon. I really like George Clooney as a director. I haven't seen Good Night and Good Luck, but I have seen The Ides of March, which really exceeded my expectations. I thought it was really good. So, this film, I'm just reading the synopsis because it's really all I know about it. It says on IMDb, in a race against time, a crew of art historians and museum curators unite to recover renowned works of art stolen by Nazis before Hitler destroys them. So that sounds really cool, especially if you're into art, which I'm not like totally into art, but I'm into it enough to anticipate this movie. It's actually supposed to come out apparently in December, so that one's a long way away. But it sounds really interesting. My number 9 pick is Touchy Feely. This is Lynn Shelton's latest project. She's a director. She directed Your Sister's Sister, which was one of my honorable mentions for 2012. This film stars Rosemary DeWitt, who is one of my favorite actresses, and she's so completely underrated, and she's, I guess she's really big in the indie scene, so it kind of makes sense that she's not that well known, but she's such a great actress. She deserves to be acknowledged so much more than she is. You might know her if you've seen Rachel Getting Married. She played Rachel. She's, that's the big, like, Anne Hathaway's movie. She's in Your Sister's Sister. She's in Nobody Walks. She's in a lot of movies that I've seen, but yeah, she's a really great actress. This film is about a massage therapist who is unable to do her job when stricken with a mysterious and sudden aversion to bodily contact. And it also has Ellen Page in it. And it was at Sundance. And honestly, I don't think I really looked into the reviews for it at Sundance, but I think they were good. I mean, maybe they weren't, but either way, the plot and the cast and the director is enough to get me excited for this one. My number 8 is The Bling Ring. This is Sofia Coppola's latest film, and I am a huge fan of Sofia Coppola. I'm not, like, one of the crazy, complete fangirls of her, but I do really love her films. I've seen all of them except for Marie Antoinette. I've never seen that. But I loved Somewhere, surprisingly. I tried to watch it once, and I thought it was so slow and boring, but then I watched it again, and it actually I thought it was a really beautiful film. And I also love Lost in Translation and The Virgin Suicides. This is her latest, and it stars Emma Watson. So this is really Emma Watson's first leading project outside of Harry Potter. I mean, she was in Perks of Being a Wallflower, but she was a supporting role, and she was in My Week with Marilyn, again, a supporting role. So this is, it's inspired by true events. A group of fame-obsessed teenagers use the internet to track celebrities' whereabouts in order to rob their homes. My number 7 is Juans Addiction. Now, this film I'm really excited for because it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt's directorial debut, and he wrote it. And I think he's probably my favorite, one of, if not my favorite actors, and I think he's completely so talented. And I love his project with Hit Record. He clearly really has a grasp on, like, how to work in this business and how to really, utilize his fame and stuff. So I think, and this movie got really good reviews at a Sundance. But basically, it is, the plot synopsis, the journey of a contemporary porn-addicted Don Juan type as he attempts to become less selfish. So apparently I heard it was really hilarious. I really trust Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I'm sure it's really good. So basically Sundance really got me excited about this because before I didn't really know too much about it. And it also stars Scarlett Johansson and Julianne Moore. So my number 6 pick is The Great Gatsby. So I guess there's not too much more I can say about this. It kind of speaks for itself. This project, I mean, this movie was supposed to come out, like, at Christmas. It was supposed to be a Christmas release, but it got pushed to this summer, 2013. I don't really know why it was pushed, but either way. I have to be completely honest, I have not read The Great Gatsby. I actually will be reading it because I have to for my English class this semester. That's not the reason why I'm excited for it. It's not because I'm a fan of the book. I just think it looks really beautiful, really magnificent. I really like Baz Luhrmann's style, and I hope that this could be the film that gets Leonardo DiCaprio an Oscar. I mean, I don't know what, like, his competition's gonna be like this year, but I'm pretty sure it looks like he'd be nomination worthy. I guess I'm basing that off the trailer, but it is a pretty baity role, and the rest of the cast also looks great. I know a lot of people complaining about Tobey Maguire, but I really like Tobey Maguire, and I think he looks like he's fine in this movie. My number 5 pick is A Long Way Down. Which I don't know if people really know that this movie's being made. I know about it because I've read the book. It's a Nick Hornby novel. I love Nick Hornby. He's one of my favorite authors, and this is my favorite book of his that I've read. Basically, it's a comedy about suicide, about 4 people who on New Year's Eve are about to commit suicide, all in this, like, really famous building where a lot of people commit suicide, and they all meet, and they end up, you know, talking and, like, kind of becoming friends. And I mean, I'm not gonna, like, spoil anything, but it's a comedy about suicide. So, I don't know, it looks really interesting, the movie. I mean, the book is amazing. I love the book. It's just so rich with, like, humanity, and it's funny in the best way. And another reason that I'm so excited about this movie is because Aaron Paul, who I love Breaking Bad, and Aaron Paul, who's one of my favorite actors, who's brilliant and who deserves, you know, a career outside of Breaking Bad, is playing one of the 4 leads in this movie, and I think he's going to be perfect for it. I couldn't think of, like, better casting. And the rest of the casting looks pretty accurate, too. Toni Collette's in it, Pierce Brosnan, who's not, like, really what I'd picture, but I think he'll make it work really well, and Rosamund Pike. My number 4 pick is Stoker. Stoker is a film that the trailer's already out, so basically that's most of my excitement lays in the fact that the trailer looks really good, and it also got really good reviews at Sundance. It's directed by Chan Wook Park. This is his first English language film, but he's pretty big in the Korean film scene and supposed to be really, like, eerie and disturbing kind of style. This movie also is really interesting to me because it's written by Wentworth Miller, who was the star of Prison Break. Had no idea he was a writer until I heard about this movie. This looks like it's going to be a really amazing role for Nicole Kidman, and Mia Wasikowska she's a good actress too. I mean, I don't know, I haven't really liked a lot of the films I've seen her in, but I think that's just more my preference than her acting. And also Matthew Good. Anyways, this looks like really disturbing and eerie and messed up and good, so I'm really excited for Stoker. My number 3 pick is The Place Beyond the Pines. Now, this was on my TIFF Top 10 when I did that video back in September, and obviously I didn't get to see this movie at TIFF, so that's pretty disappointing. I wish so much that I did. I have some friends who saw it. They keep bugging me that they saw it and I didn't. I am so excited for this film. The trailer looks amazing. I get, like, chills just watching the trailer. And Derek Cianfrance, he directed Blue Valentine, which also starred Ryan Gosling. That's one of my favorite films of all time. It's just devastating and beautiful and amazing and just so real the way that they've done it. So I really, really trust that this film will be the same kind of feel. Maybe not exactly like Blue Valentine because it's such a different topic. It's about a motorcycle stunt rider who starts robbing banks in order to provide for his lover and their new child, and a decision that puts him on a collision course with an ambitious rookie cop navigating a department ruled by a corrupt detective. That's a mouthful. So as I said, this stars Ryan Gosling, who also looks like he's incredible in this, but I've heard he's not in as much of the movie as you would expect, and it's more really Bradley Cooper's show. And I mean, just off Silver Linings Playbook, he's really proven that he can act. Like, this guy really is not just, you know, the guy in The Hangover anymore. And I'm really excited for his performance. My number 2 pick is Mood Indigo. Mood Indigo is the new film from Mikel Gondry, who directed 2 of my most favorite movies, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and The Science of Sleep. And he just has the most visionary style. I mean, okay, I guess you have to really have a penchant for it because it's super quirky and super oddball and just really, really out there, but I love his style so much. I think it's so unique, so fun, so fresh, and the trailer for this movie's out already too, so if you just watch the trailer, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, and if you've seen either of those movies I mentioned that he directed, you'll know what I mean. This film stars Audrey Tautou, Omar Sy, and Romain Duris. It is a French film. It's in French, it will have subtitles. It's about a woman who suffers an unusual illness caused by a flower growing in her lungs. So, if you've seen the trailer, you would have no idea that that's what this movie's about, but I'm pretty intrigued by that synopsis versus what I've seen in the trailer and from, like, stills. And my number 1 pick, if you haven't guessed, if you follow me on Twitter, you would definitely already have known throughout this whole video what my number 1 would be. But if you didn't, it's Before Midnight. So Before Midnight is the 3rd film in the trilogy by Richard Linklater of Before Sunrise, Before Sunset. No one really knew this was going to be a trilogy when it first started, but it's really amazing because it's been 9 years in between each film. So you really see, like, the length of time, you know, the distance between these movies. You really get a grasp on these characters, and I feel like you've been following their whole lives, basically. And it's amazing, like, to see them 9 years later and the place that they're in. So I'm so excited to see what's in store in Before Midnight. I do know a little bit about it. I guess a little bit more about it than I want to know because, I mean, Before Sunrise and Before Sunset, they're my 2 favorite films. Like, I put them together, but my favorite film of all time, those 2 movies, are that. And, it's really also exciting because Richard Linklater, Julie Delpy, and Ethan Hawke write the movie. Like, they wrote Before Sunset, and they've written Before Midnight as well. So it's so completely natural that they're acting and improvising, and you just really, really feel like you're watching real life, watching these movies. And this is the conclusion to their story, which I really thought Before Sunset ended perfectly. But now that there's Before Midnight, and everyone out of Sundance is saying that it's the best of the trilogy, which is really baffling because the first 2 are my favorite. So, like, how can it get much better? But apparently Before Midnight is the best of the 3. It's the most real. It's the most because the other movies are more like a little bit of a fantasy, just the way that they meet and kind of fall in love. It's a bit idealized, I guess. But Before Midnight's supposed to be very just more gritty and realistic and what it's really like to be in a relationship. So I'm really, really excited. Jesse and Celine are my 2 favorite people ever portrayed on film. And I know, especially with the reviews now, I really know that Before Midnight is going to really just seal their story off really perfectly, I'm hoping. So yeah, that's my top 10 most anticipated films. I want to know, what are your most anticipated films of the year? Anything I missed? Anything that you disagree with, or are you excited for the films I mentioned? You know, just comment below and subscribe if you want to see more. And yeah, thank you so much for watching my video. I know it was kind of long, but if you stuck around, I really appreciate it.